Hi, this tutorial explains how to do requirements elicitation within the UNICASE client using the default model. The default model has the following model elements for requirements elicitation that are functional requirements, non-functional requirements, use cases, and scenarios. If you start with scenarios and you describe the scenarios in the description section here, you can work out the use cases that this scenario is an instance of by using the instantiated use cases section. You can either select an already existing use cases, or the most common case will be you will create a new use case from that scenario. I've already prepared a few use cases for that, and the shopping for dinner on Friday night scenario is an instance of walk through automatic door and get a shopping cart use cases. The use case in UNICASE is a description, a textual description of a flow of events that is actor step, and then a system step, and then an actor step, and so on. Now, if you get additional functional requirements from your client, you can also add these into UNICASE using functional requirements. Functional requirements are a textual description of a function that the later system should have. And there can also be, of course, non-functional requirements, like, for instance, the usability performance requirements, and so on. These can now also be refined by use cases, and I can select here the existing use cases that will implement the shopping requirement, that is, get a shopping cart and walk through automatic door. And I can also assign a non-functional requirement to the respective use cases. So I select the get a shopping cart use case and add a non-functional requirement to the non-functional requirement section. So in summary, we have now used a scenario. We have detailed that scenario in a use cases, or kind of abstracted the scenario into a use case or into several use cases, and we have linked the scenario with these use cases. Then we have added a functional requirement, and we have also linked the functional requirement to the use cases, and also added a non-functional requirement, and also added and linked that to the use cases. Now, if you go to the functional requirement, for instance, you can easily find out which use cases are implementing that functional requirement, and on the other hand, you can easily find out from the use cases which functional requirements are detailed in that use case, and also which scenarios are detailed in that use case. Now you have a fully navigatable structure within the UNICASE client. This is very useful in case you have a change request and you want to find out what the impacted parts of your model are. So for instance, if the stakeholder of the shopping requirement decides to change the shopping requirements, it's very easy to find out that also the get a shopping cart and walk through automatic door use cases might be impacted by that change.